Hey, let's jump right into it, man. A rising NFL star arrested and then released. Xavier Worthy of the Kansas City Chiefs, a rookie wide receiver who's been turning heads with his blazing speed, Tyreek Hill style, was arrested last week on a felony DV charge, only for prosecutors to drop it within 24 hours. Fair use. Let's take a look.
Imagine you go to jail because your girlfriend was cheating on you, decided to rip out your dreads, so now you look like this. But somehow she not in the wrong. Let me explain the story for y'all. Kansas City football player Xavier Worthy found out that his girlfriend was cheating on him 2 weeks ago. For 2 weeks, he tried to get her to leave his crib. She was not going. When told to leave again, she got physical, ripped out his dreads, destroyed his crib. A man's had to join Taper Fade Nation, but he went to jail because she decided to lie to police and claim that he grabbed her up. It was proven false due to witnesses stating that he never did that, which is why they dropped the charges. But in the midst of his arrest, you already seen how social media was going. Quick to jump on the slide, quick to say he did it, trying to ruin that man's career. So again, I ask you, how could he be wrong because he didn't want to end up like Travis Hunter?
Why would he bring Travis Hunter into this? It's totally different situation. But okay, what happened? Why he got arrested? And if it was an actual crime, let's unpack this, RG.
Yeah, let's unpack it, guys. Welcome to the Double Thought Show. Of course, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. We want to thank you for your support. KR, why did he bring up Travis Hunter? Well, we know why. Because they're saying that the so Hunter's girlfriend, no fiance right now, right, isn't good for him, and it's like a train wreck waiting to happen. I saw there was an ad where the fiance was also included.
Mm-hmm.
So
Adidas.
people are saying, why are you doing this? But hey, sometimes even if you want to pull on the brakes, the train won't stop fast enough. But in any case, I think that, well, the first thought, Kara, when I saw the story was that I thought, oh, here we go again. And
Off
I thought it would,
season.
because there
It's
were like
off
a
season.
couple of because there were like a couple of Chiefs players in a row, like they were getting
Hey,
it.
hey, it's off season. They try to get their rocks off.
Yes. So all the stress, of not being champs, they want to take out on their significant other. And so, but when, and I, to be honest, the fact that the Chiefs roster hasn't been behaving themselves, it seems like, off the field. So I thought it was, a trifecta.
Fits within the criteria to be a Chiefs these days.
Yeah, but yeah, like it was to be a Pats in the back in the days.
hey, hey, we got the best 3 point.
Yeah. Well,
He's no longer here anymore, but
he's
okay.
not here. He's not here. But yeah, so but then there was a twist, and when I read the twist, I was like, "Yo!" I was shocked, but I was not surprised.
Yeah. It's crazy. Let's take a look at better times, because there were times they were hugging up. Look at him. Oh, give me a second. I gotta do it without sound, because otherwise we will definitely get a copyright strike. But you're on mute, by the way. Marry me. You you went.
KR,
He dropped to his knees, on his bad knees,
KR, I
his
have a
football
question.
knees.
KR, I have a question.
Tell me. Damn. The man was putting his heart out there.
KR, I have a, so when you're
And
done,
she
let's
was
play. When
she
you're done,
was
let's play the video all over again because I want to
okay, okay.
highlight something.
She was getting banged every week he was out the city. This is crazy. According
I
to
just want
the
to show you.
private investigator.
Yeah, I just want to share with you how fake and how fake a world we live in. I'm gonna ask you to stop the video in a bit, right?
Okay. I'm replaying it again.
Stop it.
Yes.
So go back there. Stop it. What does it
Mhm.
say?
Mary love me.
Marry me. It says marry me with a heart in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. So continue the video. I'm gonna ask you to press pause in a couple of seconds. Stand by. Stop. You see, she placed the hands on her mouth as if she was surprised, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is
And if you
these are
continue
small
playing,
details. Small
and if you continue,
details.
and if you continue playing the video, you'll understand why. You press play and you have to stop it. That's the reason why. That's the reason why.
Oh man.
Come on.
Oh man.
This is
Yeah.
wait, KR. We live in such a fake world. So aside, so let's put aside the fact that she was getting her organs
Cheek
reordered,
slap?
her organs reordered when he was away, but the level of how do you say it? It's not genuine. It's disgenuine, I guess.
The gentleman, yeah.
So the it's so fake.
Yeah,
But
they're doing it for the
this is the
gram.
world we live in, right?
The
This is
gram.
KR. She might have planned this whole thing
Won't surprise me. It won't surprise me.
because that's the
Hey,
world we live
RJ,
in right now.
a mentor once said to me, the divorce is planned before the marriage.
That's deep. That's deep.
This is a this is a person who's been divorced, so he knows about it. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Oh no, man. But hey, it won't surprise me. But hey, this is. But if you think about the story, let me play something here real quick. Fair use.
Lawyers say Worthy asked the accuser to leave his home several times over the past 2 weeks after discovering she was cheating on him. They say a private investigator has video evidence of that infidelity. The lawyers say she refused to leave and tried to extort Worthy on several different occasions, but did not say how. They did say she destroyed a room in Worthy's home and scratched his face and ripped out parts of his hair. At the time of the incident, Worthy told law enforcement he did not want to press charges. Now, right now, we do not know the identity of the accuser. Worthy spent 3 years as a wide receiver for the University of Texas and now plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. The lawyer for former UT football star Xavier Worthy has confirmed his felony assault charge has been dropped. Court records show he has been released from the Williamson County Jail.
Wild. It's wild.
It's very wild.
It's very
I
wild.
think.
And yeah, continue.
Yeah. So it goes to show you, right? A lot of times, and he's lucky that the charges have been dropped because you know how many times KR the emotional abuser, the instigator, does not get punished as the one that reacts that gets punished. And so if he had, so he could have accepted this 3 weeks long, for example, 3 months long, 3 years long.
Yeah.
The moment he
Lifts
let's
his
say
hand. A finger. He lifts his finger.
had he flipped and
That's what she was hoping for.
that's what she was hoping for. If he had hit her, I mean, no one, KR, no one would care about the previous 3 years. You know what they would say? If it was so bad, why didn't you leave? If it was so bad, why didn't you dot dot dot? What do? They blame,
Victim blame.
no, man blaming. It's blaming the man. KR, pay attention. They
Okay.
blame the
Okay, I'm
man.
paying
That's
attention.
so that's what would have happened. That would have meant that he would have lost his well, in any other sport he would have lost his contract. In NFL, he might I mean a team might pay him 5 year long, 100% guaranteed.
What
the
an L. That
like the
became an
Browns,
L, yeah.
yeah, like the Browns did, right?
No,
So
you know what? No, continue.
so it's he's lucky that
He's
and he's
smart.
lucky that yeah, he's
Smart.
smart. And I don't, well, I don't know if it's smart. I don't know what, maybe you can tell me more. Let's say how they found out that the charges should have been dropped. So maybe you probably have more information, but you know how many times people don't document things and that's their fault. So they might they they're in the right, but they can't prove it. And if you go to court, you have to be able to prove. And if you can't prove, then you're done for. So
Yeah, before I go back to the prosecutor part, because basically the reason why they dropped the charges is because they spoke to witnesses. So he probably, and his legal team. So what he probably did when she didn't want to step out, they started probably recording stuff. That's what I guess, and also have witnesses, people that are, let's call them, unbiased or slightly are neutral to document these things. And basically then they talked to the prosecutors, and the prosecutors were basically reviewing the evidence, which means that there was recordings, maybe audio recordings, maybe video recordings, and they weren't convinced that there was a case. Oh well, they were.
and,
RJ, when situations like this happen, and the prosecutors say they are convinced there was no case, that means that the man was getting uppercut. Which
most
I
likely.
think is quite interesting, because usually I think this is a thing as well, right? He's the one who's getting, let's call it was abuse, because she ripped out his hair, she was punching him, she was occupying his space in his home,
And while she was in the wrong.
while she was in the wrong, and he decides not to press charges.
That's the thing, right? That's
Sometimes
why
you
when they
gotta,
talk about, man, how many times do men get hit but don't go to the police? This dude got scratched, apparently. At
yeah,
least that's what was said
he
in the
got
first
not
video
only
you
scratched, she pulled out his hair.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't have,
I,
he doesn't
I
have.
it didn't even get to that part yet, right? But you know
Oh,
what
okay,
a
my
hair
bad.
is? You know what hair is for certain people? It's sacred. I don't know if these were like spiritual locks or
Of YN locks. Well, those are spirituals as well, but they sent you to the spirits. Oh man.
but you know, like a woman's hair, it's, imagine if you cut a woman's hair. I mean, that's not even it's very
you,
emotional
you
sometimes.
want my
If you go
response to
like
that?
But if you go cut,
You want my
so
response to that? He continues talking like he didn't hear me. She'll buy another wig. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't attack me.
nah, but it's crazy to hear. Yeah. So now let me just finish my thought. So a man's
Yeah.
hair. So usually men are pretty low maintenance, but when you have men with locks, you know,
Yeah,
it
I
can be
mean it.
style, but it can also be deeper than that. And there have been in the past other similar stories, right, where a woman gets mad at a man and then just cut his dreadlocks. I mean, it's
Or other things.
yeah. I wasn't. That doesn't fit in the story
Okay,
right now.
with
We're
it
talking
within
about
this
hair
story.
right now.
Okay, okay, okay.
Or maybe with
But
the other
it's
things, they tried to go for the hair and missed. maybe, maybe, maybe there were locks down there too. I don't know. In any case, I don't know. I'm trying to see. I don't know what you want to say, but in any case, so she was abusing, and that's also physical abuse, right? The moment you touch his hair, it's physical.
yeah, but this is the thing when people saying this. That's why the people say majority of the DV cases are man to woman. The reason why it's the numbers lie, I think, probably in this case, because I think it's more 50-50. Technically, it's even if he defended himself, a lot of times people turn that into an attack. When a man tries to defend himself in situations where he's being attacked,
Mhm.
he strikes back to, let's say, create space, protect himself, and then it's a charge because he tried to defend himself. And that's a
Mhm.
lot of times what is wrong about the numbers, but the numbers may not reflect the reality in this case, that majority of the DV cases tend to be man versus woman. Rather, it's more like 50-50,
Mhm.
mainly towards the fact that um I mean, a lot of times I think this is something I've noticed, but maybe you can tell more about that, that a lot of young women tend to be very aggressive these days.
I think I don't know if aggressive is the word. I think they're very possessive.
Aggressive, as in
Well,
ready
no, well, so
to scrap
aggression.
up.
Yeah, I mean that's hood things, right? That's different.
Okay.
Those are the women that we get that are shown on TV. Uh,
No, I'm talking about the general. I'm talking about those shows.
I
Those
don't think
shows
that.
send
I
they
think
send the lowest of the lowest.
well. To be fair, we are living in a very tense period, right? So everything there's a lot of tension always between sexes, between races, between I mean between races.
Maybe she's in her masculine energy.
You know, KR.
What is a masculine
You
energy?
know
Is
how
that
many tension? No.
scrapping
Well,
up with a
before we
man as
get
well?
there, well, a lot of things are race, right? Race related. You know how
Hmm.
many tension there is between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. You also have tension between like generations, tension between political parties. It's crazy. So everything is tensed. So everyone is like on a ready to go. So I don't think that's necessarily a woman thing, but I do think that a lot of people in general or are possessive. They
Mm.
want to control, and you can't. You know, I always say, well, I don't always say it, but love does not control. So loving someone might mean telling that person, "Hey,
Kick rocks.
you got to go."
Like JD, like the JD kid. He told his girlfriend kick rocks. Yo, this man is crazy. Yo, 50 years old.
This dude got power, and now he's done for. My girlfriend,
He's
she
power
gone.
drunk. She's calm. Told her to kick rocks. No, continue.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's there's a lot of tension, but I do think that it's power, it's a possessive thing. So she did what she wanted to do. She had affairs or an affair or multiple affairs behind his back while he was ready to marry her. And now she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's
And it
crazy.
seems like, as you said, maybe, I mean, from the story, it does seem like she was trying to bait him into
Of course.
hitting
Why
her
else wouldn't you leave? Why else wouldn't you leave and try to instigate a fight?
because she saw that she realized all the things that she would lose.
So what does she want? A payout. She wants a care package, but a forced one. And
Yeah.
if he lifts
I
his
think
hands
I
and
think
strikes her, it's an easy
to be
payout.
fair, from hearing the story, I think Xavier was the care package. The other package was actually doing the damage.
Hey man, it's crazy.
He
Man.
was caring for her.
He
And
cared for her. I
just
mean,
to say
look at
something,
this. It's clear. It's clear that the guy wanted to.
I can't
You might
get
be
over.
right. This is exactly.
And you can see that she's not. Well, to me, this seems
I
more like a
got him.
chore. To be honest, it's like, let me get this over with. But that's what they're also trying to warn Travis Hunter.
This might be
of.
Travis Hunter 1.0.
Because she's already been complaining, saying, "What am I supposed to do?" And I mean, Hunter is a good kid, man. He's a great kid,
He's a great kid. That's why. That's why
and
people try to
he's not a
warn
kid.
him.
He's a
He
young
doesn't
man.
want to.
He's a young man. He's elite. I hope his game can transition. But this is basically the what they're trying to warn him of. But hopefully, this doesn't happen to him. And if it doesn't, then the
Good
better.
for him.
But
But
if it does, then it's
look, you
okay as
can
well.
warn.
It's okay. Just take the L and keep it pushing because you have a bright. So he has a bright
Let's hope.
future. He has a yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope he doesn't Kurt
Let's hope.
Cobain. I just
Not
think
Kurt Cobain. Let's not hope it turns into OJ. Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain did it to himself. OJ did it to allegedly. Allegedly, he did it to someone else.
you could have used Hernandez because OJ was
Well,
killed.
Hernandez. Well,
He was not found guilty. He
well,
was not found guilty. So
yeah, but
he was not found guilty. So
yes,
under the
yes,
eyes of
yes,
the law, he
yes,
was innocent.
yes,
He
yes,
lost a
yes,
civil case, but that's something else.
yes. I guess he was not guilty. They almost caught him with everything in his hand, but I guess he was not guilty. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
They caught him also always with his pants down at the crime scene. Pause. Hey guys, hey, let us know in the comments what you think about this crazy story, man. Do you think the law enforcement handled this case correctly? Should the NFL investigate further, or is this a closed case? Does this tell the story of every high-profile man that has to be very careful whoever they get involved in? And also, last but not least, does this mean that let's say a young talented athlete should be very wary who they try to marry or involve with? Try to postpone the marriage as long as possible so you can assess if that person is really there for you, or you're just the money bag and the package is being delivered by someone else. Let us know in the comments. Drop your comments down below, and we'll be picking some of the best comments to feature in one of our future videos. RJ.
Yes, guys. As KaiR said, the best comment will get a mention in a future show. So if you have a hot take, let it be known. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Here on the Double Thought Show, we discuss trending topics and try to extract uncommon lessons from commonplace situations. So if you have a hot take, let it be known. If you see something that we don't see, or you reach a different conclusion, then please let it be known as well. I like the fact that more and more people are reacting. Some people are reacting. They're very opinionated. Hey, we have zero issues with that because this is an open platform. So whatever your thoughts are, let it be known.
Yes, yes, yes. Second topic of the day. DDG claims, streamer DDG claims he's fighting to see his 14 months old son. DDG dropped a bombshell tweet and also stream where he claimed that Halle Bailey is keeping him from seeing his son Halo. He even said he feels like a nanny in his own child's life. This is the same couple that just a few months ago was smiling and celebrating Halo's first birthday. Fair use.
Out there, every time I'm there, he got a smile on his face. He happy to see me, but he only can see me for no more than 48 hours. I haven't had to have my son to myself for longer than 70.
Oh, my bad.
Out
Yeah,
there,
I was
every
wondering,
time I'm there, he got a smile on his face. He happy to see me, but he only can see me for no more than 48 hours. I haven't had to have my son to myself for longer than 72 hours max. He's getting picked up, taken away. I can't come get him, whatever. Like, it's like, I don't know what to do at this point. I genuinely don't know what to do. And it's like, out there, every time I'm there, he got a every single day or every other day. I'm trying to see him. I'm trying to get him to come over or whatever. I never get him dropped off. I always go pick him up. I live far as shit, so I'm driving hours to go get him, and then I get there and I can't get him. Or I can't see him. My son is sick right now. I want to see my son. I want to hold my son. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to comfort him. I want to put him in the shower, get some steam in his nose so he can feel better. I don't get the chance to do that. I get pinned against the wall, and then everything else is variables on why I can't see my son. You feel me? Like it don't have nothing to do with me working, by the way. I'm not gonna air out her business, but me and her has not been together for a long time. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, but it's been going on for a minute where I just never got on the internet and said nothing. I mean, I might like throw like little subliminals or some shit like that, but it's like, bro, like, I don't want to get on the internet because at the end of the day, you know, this is something that can really like fuck with him. But I'm really just coming on this motherfucker as just a dad that really don't know what to do at this point. I've been dealing with this shit since he's been born, damn near. It's like I really feel like I'm a fucking nanny at this point. The nanny has been able to have my son more than me, who are niggas.
So, what changed? Is DDG telling the truth, or is the story a little bit different? Let's break it down. Let's break this down, RJ.
Yeah, I have my opinion about this. Because this has been done by Kanye too, in a different way, in a more radical way. You know how I feel about people airing personal things out and then on live stream. So again,
I'm not going to say what race.
Oh no,
what,
that was a different Kanye. No, continue.
yeah, there was a different one, allegedly. But I do think I have reasons to believe that this might not be as genuine as it seems. So I'll say a little bit more about it in a bit. But before that, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification icon. And remember, the best comment will get a mention in a future show. But yeah, KR, you go ahead and then I'll tell you what I think.
Okay, let's watch a couple of videos to see to assess, because I also have my own opinion on this. And let's see
Is
whether
who
we
she
agree or not.
fucking filming movies with. I don't give a fuck. I care about my son. That's all I care about. Literally, that's all I care about. And when that's taken from me, she know that's the only way I get frustrated. That's the only way she can get under my skin, because I don't care what she does. We haven't been together. This might be a curveball to a lot of people, but me and her has not been together for a long time. A long time. Before that post, we've been not really together. We probably was on and off for a little bit. That's it. But further than that, we has not been together. This is the only thing that can bother me is with my son. Yeah, no, I don't even bring her name up when I get on live. I get on live, I call her the mother of my child. I call her this and that, nothing but be respectful. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not finna sit here and get bullied behind closed doors over my son and I can't see him.
You want? Okay. So,
You can say something. Yeah.
all right. So, it's common that when there is a split, the kid will stay with the woman more than with the man. I don't know if there's like an arrangement between the two. And if you feel
No
like
official.
if you feel like you deserve more, then you should take it to court. Spoiler alert, you might get the opposite result. Um, this is just one
One.
side of this. This is just one side of the story. Some might say that some might say that it's understandable that he's taken it to live, taken it public, so that maybe this can put pressure on the mother of his child. But word on the street is that he also dropped a new single.
Oh, no. Are you saying he's the Drake? He's the Drake of the streamers?
So that's what I'm thinking, right? Did he drop the single after the problem? So after, did he get the idea to drop a single after he went live, or did he have it already planned out and this is just a roll up?
Oh, this is Adonis's rollout. This is
Rollout, yeah.
Halo's. Halo got the Adonis rollout.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
And that's why when I heard about it, I just thought, okay, this is another person airing out private stuff, which he has the right to. I guess he's also a public persona. By the way, he seems like a very mellow guy, very cool guy. So
yeah.
Um,
Should I play
but
something
what?
that would probably give you
Okay,
some
go ahead.
feedback on
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
fair use?
Want to is because it's going to get extremely messy and it don't have to. Want to is because it's going to get extremely messy and it don't have to happen. And it's going to get to a point where, nigga, it ain't no way. Appreciate that fire gifted, Cardi. But it ain't going to go how I think is in like her best interest to not want to go to court either. When we can just have a clear understanding. All right, cool. Like, I want to pick my son up, take him to dinner. If you really want him, I'll bring him right back. It's not a problem. We go to court, the judge gonna give me some time. And when I got the time, nigga, I'm gonna do whatever I want with my son. When y'all see me streaming with girls and shit, y'all don't never see my son around, do you? I would never do that. Ever. My content has nothing to do with me being a father. I purposely separate him from any of that. Y'all would never see any, like, I don't give a fuck if I'm dating a girl. You're not meeting my son. That's just how I am. That's disrespectful. I would never let that happen. So I always separate him from that. But I don't want to go to court because it's gonna make her unhappy. Cause I'm gonna ain't gonna be I'm not getting no public defender.
If you put
Let's
it in a
say
judge,
something.
if you put it in a judge's hand, KR, you really don't know what's gonna happen. So he's talking about the scenario where he gets the child.
Well, technically speaking, he doesn't see the kid right now. So
Well, he did say he says he doesn't see him for more than 72 hours in a row.
yeah, max.
Max,
So
yeah. More than,
so
yeah.
so the thing is this: what I think is happening here. First of all, the chances are, if you fight for your kid, you'll get 50-50 custody. But you have to fight for your kid. That's first of all. But it doesn't. I don't think he wants 50%. He wants
I don't-
to. So this is what I think this is, because he uses, and I'm gonna play this also later. He says, first of all, he's unhappy. Let's put your theory aside. Let's
Okay.
just look at what is happening right now. He says he's unhappy.
Mhm.
Then he says if he goes to court, his girl will be unhappy. Oh, his ex-girl, the mother of his child. What does that have to do with your happiness? Because you're unhappy yourself right now.
Yeah.
You're unhappy. You're trying to shame her into going with what you want.
Mhm.
This is a shame tactic. This is nothing more than a shame tactic. Where if you
Mhm.
want to actually see your son, you can go to the judge. And if you are a responsible person, which I assume he is,
It doesn't seem like a wild. So he goes on stream with women and girls, but it doesn't look like a.
that's content. That's content. That's not
Yeah, but it doesn't
who you are as
look
a dad.
well. Maybe we don't know how he is. Like I won't put my hand in fire for him, but he doesn't seem like someone that would. He seems like a mellow guy.
RJ, what happens if the judge gives you 50%?
That's a big
custody?
if. First of all, that's a big if. But if that happens, you
What
get
happens?
50%. You
What
don't pay child
happens
support.
if he? Well, I don't know if he's paying anything right now. Or well, definitely he's not paying because their child support is an arrangement through the court
Through the
system.
court. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably paying. He's giving the mom money to take care of the kid, but it's not child support. But let's not talk about child support. Let's talk about what it means for him, RJ.
If he gets
Why doesn't he want to go to court? He says because his mom. He talks about a lot of stuff.
yeah.
You know what happens when he goes to court and he gets
What?
50%?
Then he
What
has
did he
to
say?
take it. Then he
What did
has
he
to
say
take it.
about his? It changes his streaming schedule.
Yeah. So that's what I said. So then he has to take the kid.
He has to take a kid, and now he's basically the baseball dad. When the what I say, what I mean with baseball dad is when the kid is playing baseball, he just shows up to the games, is the happy dad at that moment, and then goes away.
Yeah.
So he can decide when he wants to see the kid, but if he goes to a court, the court tells him, "Hey, you got to take care of the kid 50%." And when he doesn't want, so if he gets 50%, let's assume he gets 50% because he seems like a reasonable guy. He gets 50%. Now he has to pay a nanny for him to stream. He has to do all these arrangements, which he doesn't have right now. So I think this is probably more like in my personal feeling, it seems like a shaming tactic to get her to him to see the kid a little bit more than he does right now, to give him a bit more freedom. But I think this is, it
Maybe,
doesn't want to
maybe,
actually.
yeah. So I do think, yeah. So I understand what you're trying to say. I can imagine for a mother as well. That's why we need both sides of the stories if we want to like reach a more accurate conclusion. But if the kid is staying with you and as a mother, she's also working hard. She also has her career. She's also dancing. So and she a mom though.
Dancing.
Yeah, she dances on TikTok. She's a singer, right? Or actress, I guess. No, she's an artist. She's a public figure. I'm serious, man.
This man
What are you
says
laughing? It's true.
she's dancing on TikTok.
I didn't mean it like that, but she's an artist. Come on,
She
man.
went from an
She's a
actress to dancing.
no. She's a legit. She's come
She's-
on, man. She's a legit.
Why you're looking at me like that's what you said?
So I don't understand why you're laughing. That's why. Come on.
You're acting like she's a bum dancing on TikTok.
No,
First of
no.
all, when you said she dances, you said she dances. You had a pause and then she said on TikTok.
Mm,
At first, when you said she dances, I thought of the next topic we're gonna discuss. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh man, but continue. My bad.
I'm
My
saying
bad.
that she is a singer songwriter and she is an actress. She's a celebrity. Her sister
Yeah,
as
she
well,
is. Yeah, yeah.
and so
When did
she also has a
when did
life.
their
So I can
last?
imagine that she's structuring. If you're trying to structure your life and you have a plan, and I'm not saying this is the case, but this is something that I can imagine a mom saying no. Is when a dad calls out of the blue today if he wants to take the kid on Tuesday, for 2 days, and maybe the following week, one day on a Saturday randomly, then it will be difficult to schedule. So I don't know if that's the case, but hey,
Well, one thing, OJ. Let's be honest though. A lot of times, women. So to me, a deadbeat dad is someone who doesn't show up to a kid or doesn't want to be involved with a kid, doesn't pay any child support, doesn't support any child support or supports the mom anyway. That's for me a deadbeat dad.
yeah,
But the opposite of that, a deadbeat mom would, in majority of the cases, would be someone who alienates the dad from being there, even if they want to.
but is that the case though? That's what I'm saying. Is that the case? I think he's saying that that's the case, but we only have like one side of the story.
No, maybe. I think
And
the odds are that
but what I do think,
moms usually
is
do that though.
what?
The alienation. It
Yes,
happens quite often. Let's be honest.
but what I do find, and this is something that you see, do you see it a lot? You know who you chose to have a baby with. Now you can't get mad that he's doing what he does.
That's true.
So the fact that he's
Both
on
on both
live
sides. On both
on
sides.
both sides, yeah, but for DDG right now. I'm saying you know that he's on, who he is, you chose to have a baby with him. You thought probably, hey, this is a someone I, for whatever reason, I'm attracted to, and you want to have a kid. You want to have his kid. So that's what she chose. You cannot now use the same reason why you were attracted to him as a reason for alienation right now. It's not fair.
Yep.
But we don't know if that's the case.
Let's take a look at. Someone warned him years ago about this happening, RJ.
All right.
Sometimes the greatest advice comes from the most unexpected corner.
Okay.
Fair use.
Want to hear that
Bro,
fundamental ass
imagine
response?
if you have like a BM nigga, and you gotta
That blue
pay
face?
her rent, nigga.
Yeah.
She taking niggas over there. You gonna be cool with it?
No.
You gonna stop paying the rent?
Duh, nigga, what the fuck you
What
mean?
about the kid? The kid gonna be homeless.
No, the kid not. See, I don't plan on having a baby mama.
What
That's-
you mean? You don't never.
I'm not gonna
plan
have
on
no
nigga.
baby mama, bro. Whoever I have a kid with, she's with me for life. It ain't.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what
It
nobody.
all starts like that.
That's not exactly how you think, nigga.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not.
Sometimes the kid break y'all up, bro. Sometimes the kid be the reason y'all break up.
What he be doing? He be telling on you and shit.
Nah, I'm cool with my baby mama.
I'm saying like, what
I'm
the kid?
still
How the
doing-
kid gonna break
I'm
me?
still
and girl?
doing our part. Huh? Nah, the kid gonna break you up because her emotions gonna get to rising. She might feel like she got something to hold against you, so she gonna be acting different. She might be using the kid to boss you around, you know, to keep tabs on you. And then that might cause you to be so stressed out, like, damn, bitch, she like, nope, this, that, you know.
Do it really matter? Do it really
You know how
matter?
females are, they petty, bro.
It is. I noticed
What?
that all girls is
Yeah,
like,
they all that like that. It's not just one or two. All of them are petty. So
yeah,
the second y'all get into y'all little situation, y'all little Twitter beef,
yeah. I don't do that
and
no
the,
more.
yeah, then the kid, it's like, oh shit. So
I just don't.
part of life.
I can't have no baby mama, bro.
Yeah,
She had a baby by me.
I'm
better
doing my
plan on
best.
being me
I'm
plan.
doing my best to to do that, man. I only,
Yeah, but like,
you know, I only got one, and I'm still working with it. So
you don't think you'll get it?
Crazy how times can change. This was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, according to hey, you always think that you're the exception.
Exception, yes.
But if 50% of marriages fail, it's just like saying there's a 50% chance that when you step out the door, it's gonna rain. You always think that it won't rain when you step out, but it's one out of two.
I think the odds are, by the way, the odds are 50% of the married people get divorced. There are people where the marriages fail, they're still together because they have no other option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both are broke, paying the rent. They are 50-50. They can split up.
Yeah. Well, I saw on Baller Alert. I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw that on last weekend. He appeared. So Halo appeared on DDG's live stream. So seems like after
Seems like the shaming has worked. Sometimes you need to shame someone to do what you want. Women do that all the time.
sign language, as the late Kevin Samuels uses it.
Yeah.
Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. Sign language.
Yeah. Some people are immune to this, but they call them psychopaths. But anyway. Anything else you want to add?
Nothing else.
Hey, shout out to everyone. Shout out to DDG. Hope everything goes good with your kid. You get to see him more often. And of course, guys, let us know what you think. Do you believe DDG? Is he really being kept away from his kid, or is there more to the story? Do you agree with RJ? Do we need to hear Haley's part as well? Or can we assume that she's keeping the kid away? For now, Haley has been silent. Do you think that she needs to respond or also continue to stay silent? And of course, last but not least, was DDG wrong for going public? And should this have been handled privately? Drop your thoughts down below, and we will feature the best comment in one of our future videos. Ajay.
Yes, and remember as well, guys, to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Here on the Double Thought Show, we talk about trending topics and try to extract uncommon lessons from commonplace situations. So feel free to interact with us. Tell us your thoughts as well, your takes on the stories we discuss. Whether you agree or disagree, this is an open platform.
Yes, yes, yes. Guys, third and last topic of today before we go to the second part of the show. NYPD detective pulled from cases after going viral. A New York detective was pulled from her job because she was dancing a little bit too sexy. Melissa Mercado, a 7-year NYPD veteran, was working as a detective in the Special Victims Unit, handling serious cases like SA, R word, and M word, with a station behind it. But when a rap video featured Mercado dancing as a video vixen went viral, all hell broke loose. Fair use. Not gonna play the song. You're gonna just see her doing her thing with the BBL. It's a BBL, Drizzy.
Is that it's a
BBL.
video clip?
That's a video clip. She was dancing in the video clip. Look at her. BBL veteran. BBL police. Look at her.
Yeah.
Critics are saying she's a disgrace to the badge. Her supporters say there's a double standard. And now she's been yanked from all active cases. So did
Was
she
she
deserve this
sorry? She was yanked or was she yanking? What did you say?
Well, the guy who was getting yanked around is not working at the NYPD anymore. Do you remember the story we covered? So he's not the one who's getting yanked anymore.
Yeah.
She got yanked off the cases. So
Okay. Yeah.
did she deserve the backlash, or is the NYPD just salty that the woman is using her femininity to make some extra cash on the side as a private dancer?
Exotic
Or
dancer.
exotic and private dancer. Because
Well, we know. Well, we know at least one part of her is Brazilian.
Ajay, let's break it down.
Guys, before I go further, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification icon as well. But yeah, KaiR, this is always so. I think we talked about it in the past, or I mentioned this in the past. We are seeing like a slowly, but we are seeing a slow but sure degradation of our moral standards. So in the past, it was obvious that a police officer shouldn't be involved in doing things like this. And I don't think it's only women, just to be clear. I think if there was a man, so a male police officer, if they found him dancing with with nothing on but his underwear and a bow tie, that he also would be yanked off cases,
I
because
can tell you a story.
I just think that those two things cannot coexist. Now, we are living in a place where people try to so accept everything. So everything is possible. Everything is possible. So, or at least everything should be possible, right? So everything is gray. Nothing is black and white. Everything is gray. And if the flight attendant couldn't dance and pop her booty, a police officer shouldn't either. I'll go one step further. Politicians, police officers, firefighters, prosecutors, attorneys, doctors, they all have one thing in common. And that is that in certain areas, there are, and it can differ for each group, of course, but there are higher standards applicable.
Yeah.
And you cannot compare someone who's working, let's say, an administrative job in a multinational somewhere who decides to moonlight as an exotic dancer with a police officer. You simply cannot. A police officer needs to, when you see a police officer, you should have respect. You should think, oh, respect, right? You shouldn't think.
Let me throw some dollars at her.
Exactly.
I
When you-
recognize it from last night. Let me throw some dollars.
Exactly.
Additional dollars. Because
I need some-
RJ, let's be honest, you're
I need
right.
some change.
Because in a situation like that, let's say you know how people are. You know there are some guys out there, they do the most. They recognize her the next morning in her shift, during her shift, and start throwing dollars to her. Are they wrong if they start throwing dollars at that situation at her? People will
Well,
say they're wrong. They'll say they're
you
wrong,
would
but
say they're wrong. You know why you would say that? Yes, you know why?
because she's wearing a
Exactly.
NYPD
The moment
uniform.
the moment she has her uniform, she's not just like an attorney with a robe, or you're representing something bigger. You're representing the police, which is part of the state.
Okay, how do I know you're police and you're just, or you're wearing a uniform before you start dancing?
Start playing
As in,
music.
it's part. It's
Start- See how she reacts. Start playing Sir Mix-a-Lot. Start playing.
Oh man!
Start
No,
playing.
but that's so that's I totally agree with you on that. I
Start
totally
playing.
agree with you.
Start playing Sir Mix-a-Lot, and if she doesn't take her clothes off, she's a real police officer.
I think we should play some T-Pain so he can get some extra dollars. I'm in love with a stripper.
She
No,
right.
but Joseph, but you're right. You're right. There has to be a higher standard. So the fact they are yanking her off the case, I do understand that.
Mm-hmm.
RJ,
Now,
but what if something no one takes into consideration? What if she's undercover?
well, then she would have been less naked than she is right
She's
now.
undercover. She's trying to get, maybe the rapper is a dealer and she's trying to catch him in the act of trafficking.
Okay, let's
And
say
this
that's
is her
the case.
way.
Let's say that's the case. Okay.
And they don't want to blow her cover.
Okay, let's say that's the case. That would mean that the NYPD, it's the NYPD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that the NYPD, or at least any official, they have, or any, so let's say law enforcement office, has a department that trains undercover agents and a sub department that trains undercover agents how to be exotic dancers so they can fit in. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And why did she? How much did she get paid? Maybe she got paid her whole, well, a whole year's salary. New York is an expensive
No,
place.
no, I don't think so. Come on, man. Probably she got 10K, 15K, 10K at max. At max. Seems
So
like
how
she
much
was
does
the
a
only
police
dancer.
officer? Okay.
It
Average.
depends on a man. It depends on according. So disclaimer. This is from previous show. I can assume, depending who the person is sucking off, they might get more overtime, resulting in a pay of 200K.
Can you repeat
But I
that?
don't know. I said disclaimer. This is from. I just assume by stories we've covered before. Depending on who the officer is sucking off, they might get paid more overtime,
Overtime. That's
resulting
overtime.
in
Yeah.
200 to 300K.
Yeah. So the average, but that's with overtime. The average base salary in New York, according to Indeed.com,
For
is
police?
for police officers in New York is, let me show you. Let me share. See if I can share it real quick. Can I go ahead and share it?
Yeah, you can share.
So how do I? Which one are you seeing right now?
You need to. I'm seeing nothing right now.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, let me try this again. I'm sharing screen. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So the average police salary per year in New York is 58, so let's say $59 rounded up. If she received $10,000 for that, that would mean 1/6 of her base salary.
But you gotta change it to detective, because she's a
She's a
detective.
detective. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, she earns a bit more. So if she, so on average, let's say she received. Oh, wait a minute, Kara. She's a detective dancing. that's crazier.
Wait a
Uh,
second, RJ. Do you think so?
wait.
People. One thing you gotta realize is people are on a spectrum. A lot of women are on a spectrum. Just because she might have been dancing before she started her career as a detective. So people change. They change. They change careers.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back,
Well,
95K.
it's 95K, which means if she received 10,000, that would be like 10% she received, right? Which
Yeah.
is for New York, 10% is an average tip. Usually you tip a
That's
bit
that's
more.
that's what she probably paid for the BBL.
So let's see. The highest paying city, if she's in Manhattan, let's say then she would be able to receive 100. So let's say between 95 and 105 would be
But
the
between
best, depending on
75. Seems like 75 is the lowest there, which I just saw.
this one. Yeah. Well, this is like job opening detective inspector. A detective investigator, sorry,
Investigator.
is 75K. A detective investigator trainee is
Yeah,
like, so it depends on what type.
so she's been at the employed by the NYPD since 2018. So I think she went up the ranks. Maybe she's been 2 years in as a detective now. Seems like we are now
Yeah, but New York is an
2025.
expensive place.
Yeah. So I mean, you gotta take care of your body, man. I mean, let's take a look again. Let's go back. Let's go back. She invested. This is an investment right here. This is an investment. She put an investment up. She needs to recoup on that investment. The way she is moving, she is clearly an experienced dancer. This is not the first time she went up there and decided to shake the moneymaker.
But she could have also danced without showing her face, and no one would have known.
Yeah, but how do you expect her to
That's something.
get
And
follow-up
we
jobs?
so a majority of our followers are not like young women. It's usually
No,
like,
actually, it's like a majority are older people. Yeah.
yeah. But what I try to tell young women is to be very mindful. Especially, why do I emphasize young women? I would say be very mindful of what you put on the internet,
Yep.
because once it's on the internet, it will always be on the internet. And so if you're putting pictures of you dancing, I mean, if you want to do for example, if you want to do weed, if you can stay away from, go stay off the weed, man. If you can do that, if you want to do it, okay. But why would you need to record it and show it? That's because you think that's cool. Now, when you're 2021, everyone will find it cool. But if an employer finds it or a future employer find it, and there's like 70 people hiring,
Not a good look.
even if that, and KR, listen to this one, even if the employer smokes himself, he might say, no, we don't need this person here. If you're taking pictures with your behind barely covered, and all your pictures are like that, and you go, um, you apply for a job at a corporate company or at the government, you might get rejected because of that. Why would you do it? But everyone is so focused on the physical, they attach so much worth to their physical, and it's a shame. On the other hand, maybe she earns way more as an exotic dancer. Probably she could.
Yeah, but it has an expiry date
And no benefits.
and no benefits. That's right. Well, someone has benefits, not her. One thing before we close this segment, I wanna also say that a couple of years back, about 10 years ago, a bit more than 10 years ago, you had a similar case, and this is from the top of my head. You had the rapper Brownsville K. Brownsville K, that was a firefighter, and he was a very good rapper. He passed away last year, so RIP to him. But from what I can remember, I think when it was revealed that he was a firefighter, he was let go from his job just because he was a rapper. They said he couldn't be a rapper, rapping about different things, and also be a firefighter because of what we discussed in the beginning. So the bigger question here is it right? Guys, let us know in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong about Brownsville K. He's K, the Hermit, Dr. Yan Lo. Very good rapper. I like most of his albums, but he was let go for just being a rapper. The question now, the bigger question is, should she Melissa get fired, just like get held at the same standard as Brownsville K, because he was a firefighter, got fired because he was a rapper? Should the NYPD detective get fired because she's a dancer? Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Is there a double standard here? Should she stick to law enforcement or try to make a big break as a dancer? Drop your comments down below, and of course, we'll be picking one of the best to feature on our future videos. RJ.
Yes, guys. And after you're finished commenting, so you get a mention in a future show, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon as well, so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. Here on the Double Thought Show, we discuss trending topics and try to extract uncommon lessons from commonplace situations. So we want to thank you for your support. And KR, we can move to the next segment.
Yes. The next segment is your thoughts, comment of the week. And the comment of the week goes to someone who responded. He gave a comment on a video we dropped a while ago, 30 May of 2023. It was a video where we discussed Izzy Adesanya and the lawsuit, and asking whether this can turn into a Ashraf Hakimi situation. And someone responded to it, Benji Radabi, or Radabe, I don't know. I don't know how he pronounced his name, but shout out to him because he said Trouncel he already was in that mode. I think we discussed this last week. This video probably popped up to see some people. It's not that widely watched. 20 views over 2 years. It's not that lot, but shout out to him because I think it's very interesting that someone saw this video, RJ.
Yeah. And occasionally, because we do talk about trending topics, but occasionally certain topics. I mean, KR, how many things that we discussed would turn out to be true?
And
So I can imagine.
We're 30 up. The question is not how much we up. The question is, are we beating the conspiracy theorist or not at this point?
Because
that's the real question. They're on a streak as well.
Because they've also been winning. Yeah,
they've been on a streak. So the question is not how many times we were right. The question is, are we ahead of the conspiracy theorist or not?
I think the conspiracy theorists are ahead.
Yeah, they might be.
They just have one more thing. They have one more thing to prove.
Let's continue.
Well, actually,
let's
two.
Continue.
Two.
Let's continue. But I don't want to talk about this. I like my life.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to the New York Jets. I think that. I think
what's wrong with this guy, man? What's wrong with this guy, man?
I think that it's great to like get a comment. You're saying this video is over 2 years old, so
May 2023.
Yeah, so it's been it's almost 2 years now that we've recorded it, and we did shoot a show last week, right?
Yeah, we talked about Easy again because
So
the same topic came back.
Same topic, but just like so that's like it was like an update video. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool to
more
see
like
that.
an update. And also
And
one thing we did last time
go
we went back then, we were also going deeper into topics. So we broke down the New Zealand rules, and we were doing our lawyer thing. Well, you were doing your lawyer thing.
Well, you were doing it, and you're doing the investigations, man. I just show up. I'm just the talent.
Where's my coffee? Where's my coffee? Yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments. Of course, we will be highlighting the best topics. Sorry, not the best topics, the best comments in the show. And if you wanna get on the comment of the week, just drop the hottest statement. That's all you need to do.
I think we have to start looking if we can live stream, because I think this show is great. But if we can find a way to live stream, the thing is, guys, we have a very busy schedule. As you
Well,
can
I
see,
live in my mama's basement.
yes,
I don't have a
exactly.
busy schedule. You
I'm
have a
I
busy
I
schedule.
have a busy schedule because I have my own practice and it takes a lot of time. KR is very busy because he's dependent on when let's say the shelter is open for him to take a shower, and he also stands in line a lot for food stamps. So it would really mean a lot if you can. We're not asking
At
for
least I
money.
get food stamps.
Just subscribe. Just
Just
subscribe to
subscribe. Yeah,
this
I
channel.
need the money. I need the money, man. I need it bad. I'm out here hustling. Are just trying to stop me from selling
This
white,
story got this story got a ninja crying, man. A ninja
man.
crying, man. It's like Ninja Turtle.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's trying to stop me. He told me I need to better my life. The next week I'm in Colombia with a plug, trying to better my life, going from a street hustler to a kingpin. Guys, I wanna get out. I wanna get out. Please help us. Help us.
We
Hey,
flew to
let's finish.
we
Let's
flew to
finish.
flew to Colombia to do ayahuasca. Found yourself with another plant.
Hey man, guys, let us know in the comments, man. Let us know. Let's go to the around the internet. The first topic of today: Lil Yachty blasts BLM. Blasts BLM. Let's take a look. Fair use.
On a trip to Disney once. How much have you spent on charitable causes this year? Let's start cooking these pancakes.
This year technically just started. So this year, it's hard to.
What about last year?
Well, last year, it's hard to gauge.
All right. So what about the year before last year?
Oh, well, that year, that's a good year. Yeah, it's just blurry. I'll be doing so much.
BLM? Since you want to be so black power?
BLM is a scam.
Clip that. Send it to the fucking news.
BLM was literally a scam. They had bought mansions, and you probably wouldn't know anything about it because you don't care about black people. Follow black
I do care about black people.
news.
Look at my chocolate. You're mad.
It's a disguise.
You're mad. I think I'm literally the most pro-black person in this room.
Because you have an all-white staff?
They're not white. They're POC. Thank you. What? Don't laugh.
I do have a gay, so I also and
gay?
He's like, I got a DEI too. What are you talking about? It went downhill. It went downhill after that.
But what's this lady's name? What's her name?
Her name is, let me see, Quenlin Blackwell.
Yeah, I saw her on the Dropouts. It was a very entertaining episode. I saw her on the Dropouts. Because I thought it was her, but I guess she had like real hair and no glasses, so it threw me off. But the voice and her energy is like I thought. I said I think I thought I knew her. So, hey, but BLM was a scam.
We talked about we talked about everything. We were ahead of the time.
Even BLM members, the what's it called, the grassroots is what they call it.
Grassroots, yeah.
The grassroots
They were
organization.
protesting the main organization.
Protesting. But you know what, KR? If people are easily fooled, because what did the Black Lives Matter do? And as we always say, you have to make a distinction between the organization that calls itself Black Lives Matter and the principle of Black Lives Mattering. Do Black Lives Matter? Yes, they do. Because, spoiler alert, all lives matter. But,
they tried to get us canceled.
but
By the way,
Black Lives
4 years ago, that would have got us canceled, but okay.
But how much money did they get? 90 million, and they can account for like a bunch of money. They can account for all the founding members who live in gated communities. No grassroots organization. No grassroots organization.
Guess who are their neighbors? Guess who are their neighbors?
Yes, the whites. The same people that are oppressing, quote unquote. So they're finessing and people just fall for it. Why? Because people are quick to the social justice warrior, right? Not social justice warrior, but the need to feel like you're doing something well. So you think that just
Then
because you share a story, that means that you did something right, that you're standing against an injustice, and they're playing you. And so, but
not
hey,
only
a lot of
that, I
people,
think
KR, don't care. A lot of people don't care. They're easily fooled. We've all been fooled. We've all been fooled in one way,
who?
shape, or
Who's
form.
who?
All of us.
Oh,
All of
oh.
us. Remember how you were fooled because you were doing good, but then you found yourself in an MLM scheme, and now you live in your mama's basement. So
The way you set me up, lovely. Hey, I have to say, you're a good lawyer, man. You set me up lovely.
so at the end of the day, but it's just people just assume
Yo,
just because it's a non-profit, then it
now
has to
that,
be good. It's not just like
yeah,
people
you're
saying it's
right. You're
church.
right.
It's of the church, so it has to be good. The world doesn't work like that. You have good people and you have bad people, and that's all across the board. Point blank. Period. No matter your color, race, your sex, your religion, your other affiliation, doesn't matter. You have good and you have bad. Point blank. Period.
I'll tell you what, RJ. Black Lives Matter just responded, calling him he's drinking the Kool-Aid. They are accusing Yari of submitting to white supremacy, white supremacist ideology, and after he called them out for buying mansions, allegedly donating money, it's clear that Yari has been drinking the white supremacist ideology Kool-Aid. His comments are wrong, they are misinformed, unoriginal, and crafted to please the same people who profit from black suffering. The wildest thing said by a group that has been profiting from blacks getting popped down. But hey, it is what it is.
KR,
The real scam isn't
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. It is watching black artists. What is this? What is it? With massive platforms recycle the same tired attacks on black movements while ignoring the actual system deleting us.
Some people just want to be fooled, man. What are the comments like? I'm curious to see the comments.
Well, this is a right-wing Twitter, so don't think the
I'm just
comments
curious
will
to
be.
see. I'm just curious
Let
to
me
see
go down.
what they're saying.
BLM isn't fighting for black lives; they're fighting for their own pockets.
Yeah.
Is BLM
Is
still
BLM
around?
still around? Next.
I wonder which mansion she's doing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh
So
my God.
exactly. So that's what I want to say. People are awake.
Yeah, but
Even
that's RJ. The people that are awake are considered right wingers. Let's call it that way.
they're considered extreme, but people are awake, man.
People are awake, but hey, some
And you
people
know
like
and that's sad,
fall
right?
for
So
this
if
stuff.
you say it's not true, then you're immediately labeled right.
Yeah.
How do you know if someone is right or left just because someone says that it doesn't agree with Black Lives Matter?
They called Yari a white supremacist. Oh man, this is beautiful. Hey man, guys, maybe one day I'll tell the story about my MLM downfall.
I would call it a meltdown.
RJ, when? Again?
I would call it a meltdown, but I guess downfall is also.
Yeah. My money melted down in my hands, but and it was all fake. Guys, next topic. Doodoo alert. Doodoo alert.
Doodoo alert.
Air India flight returns after clogged up toilets.
Doodoo alert. Oh,
Fair
man.
use.
Air India flight has been diverted after 11 of the plane's 12 toilets became clogged. Air India flight 126 O'Hare on Wednesday, bound for New Delhi in a 777-300ER, a flight that typically takes around 14 hours, but this time it would be cut short. At 5 hours into the journey, the 300 people on board had become limited to using only one toilet, which happened to be in business class. The 11 others were completely clogged and unusable. Air India began investigating what went wrong after the plane landed back in Chicago 10 hours after takeoff and found that, quote, bags, rags, and articles of clothing had been flushed, which, dare I say, sounds intentional. An Air India flight has been diverted.
I didn't think that that would be the cause. I thought they just used water off the rivers and that clogged the airplane.
Well, there are other stories, but this is not related to this story. Fair
Okay.
use.
When I was a flight attendant for Qatar Airways, having to deal with those flights to India and dealing with really unhygienic people. Oh my God. Why would you defecate on the fucking bathroom floor instead of using the fucking toilet to take a shit? It's a fucking full flight on a Boeing 777 and then you want us to clean up your shit because you don't know how to use the toilet. Some of them, they don't know how to use the Western toilet, so they just shit on the floor.
Wait. You're saying that those flights to India,
Yeah.
that everyone has to know that Mark used to be a flight attendant for some of the biggest airlines in the world.
That's true. I went
Yeah,
off on a
most
tangent.
lavish, right? Can you say the names of them?
Qatar Airways and Virgin Australia.
Okay, and you did it for many years too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're saying that those flights, some of those flights that went to India, you're saying that some people on those passenger flights pull their pants down
And
in the
take a
toilet.
shit on the toilet floor. And then we have to put on those plastic gloves and pick up that shit and clean it because it's a fucking full flight. It's the trauma that I experienced when I was a flight attendant for Qatar Airways, having to deal with those flights to India.
This circle represents all of the open defecation that happens in the world. This is the fraction that happens in India. And
Jeez.
this is the fraction that happens only in rural India. 65% of rural Indians defecate in the open. So what that means is that most of the open defecation that happens in the world happens in rural India, and most rural Indians defecate in the open. Every day, 500 million people in villages in India go in the fields rather than use a toilet or a latrine. That's bigger than the population of the United States. If
RJ. Let's talk about the clogged up toilets. Why would they clog up a toilet? Or maybe you give me your opinion about
I don't
this whole
know. I think
situation.
that's sabotage. If you're gonna put clothes in it, it's sabotage. Maybe they thought there were a lot of people from rural India there, and they put they defecated on the floor and washed their hands in the toilet.
Guys, let us know what you think. This is going crazy. No, this is crazy.
I don't know,
Bro,
but
this is crazy.
all jokes aside, that just sounds like it's
that's crazy.
It's
Well,
it's
to be
sabotage.
honest,
It's sabotage.
I don't know if this is sabotage. Maybe that whole plane had a lot of people from rural India that don't know how toilets work. On 12 is a lot, though. It's a lot. It's a lot. Hey guys, good luck if you're flying with Air India, or you're flying to India, or you're in rural India, or whether you're a flight attendant. My heart is with you. Thank you for your service. Last one for today. Ex NBA player and billionaire Junior Bridgman passes away. Let's take a look. Fair use.
Here's a guy that think the most he made was what $300,000 in his career, and he's an owner. So think about that kid growing up, wanting to be an NBA player was probably his dream, and he turned that dream into being an NBA owner. And if that's not what every kid should aspire to do, I was even reflecting on my career, as a coach, and I've won titles, I've topped, and all that stuff. And you should really want to be like Junior. I mean, when you think about it, he is the exact model that the league should use every day when they're talking to our young players. So.
Fair use.
We started off like most companies at that time. If you're black and you're going to get involved, they're going to put you in the black area town. And so it was no different. We started in Milwaukee because I spent all those years there with 5 stores in the inner city of Milwaukee. And they were not very good restaurants, but I figured if we worked at it, you could turn things around. And I'll tell you, the average volume of those 5 restaurants was only $600,000 a year. And you're not making any money at that volume. Today, those restaurants, and my son runs them, so we still have a lot of them, but they do over $2 million in sales. And how do you do that? By getting involved with the people and letting people know that you care about them. Now, how do you do that? Back at that time in Milwaukee, if you got stopped for any traffic violation, they took you to jail. It was a crazy law that I'm glad they've changed, but where was all of our people at? They were in jail. So we were bailing people out every day, and I could take you through other things that we did to help show people that we cared about them. And once they realized that we cared about them, then they cared about the business, and they cared about us, and we grew. And as we grew and added more stores, we were able to promote people from a general manager to a district manager to an area operations person. And after a while, we had a whole lot of people making over $100,000 a year. And you would say, how did that happen? And it was in what I would call a real American dream. You could come go to work if you had just natural common sense and you're willing to work hard, you could make a good living for yourself.
Yeah, man, we covered this story also a while ago as one of the, let's call it NBA players that had a come up. NBA players that didn't make as much as, let's say, the big names these days, but were able to amass a fortune outside of the court. He was one of the guys we covered. RJ.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good thing to talk about it because
Definitely.
he passed
We've
away.
covered, he's an example of how to successfully transition from a professional career to a business career. When you see him sitting there, you see a businessman. And that's basically, you can say that's his second profession. But he embraces it. He does it well. He did it well. He is not a name that you will hear people say when they talk about the best NBA players ever in the world. But just goes to show you as well that you don't have to be the best NBA player in the world or the best anything right now in order to be very successful in the future. He surpassed a lot of his peers in terms of wealth, and I like hearing these types of stories. I think, KaiR, we always talk about, say, the black community, not only in the US, but like all over in the West. Let's just say the West right now, because the US black community, the US black culture has a lot of influence all over the world. so much so that it. So if you go to Europe, you will see black influence there. African American influence there. Culture, the style, the way of thinking, slang. So,
Yep.
but I think, and we've talked about it, the music that's being pushed out. So the negative is being pushed out more than a positive. That's why I do think, and I know Earn Your Leisure has been catching a lot of flack, but whether you agree or disagree in everything, there is it's like it's never either or, right? There's always that's why I like the yin yang symbol, right? You have white and you have black, and then you have the black and white and the white and black. Dr. Umar wouldn't approve, but if it terms in terms of, and you can make it out to be like the black, the white, it's not necessarily the good and the bad, but also like the positive and negative, masculine and feminine. But it's just to show that it's never absolute. So, and I like there have been some very powerful interviews. Some people I like hearing from or hearing talk he was definitely one of them. I like hearing there's also, I forgot his name, the investor in New York, the biggest, I think they have the biggest resident, or the biggest residential, they have the most residential houses, I believe, under
BlackRock?
management. No, not BlackRock. Not BlackRock. It's a name. It's a black investor. Real estate. Estate New York. When I see him, I will know. But in any case, I think we should hear more of these stories. You know how you can get money just doing average things, boring things. I like to see how people get money doing boring things. It just goes to show you that you don't really need to be so out of the box. But it starts with the customer. Go talk to people. That's what he talks about. So I think he has meant a lot for a lot of people around him. He's meant a lot for the league. He's been influential for a lot of people like myself who've never met him, but are or have been positively influenced by him. So wishing his family, his friends, his loved ones, a lot of strength during these times. Yeah, and he's lived an inspirational life. And when I die, I want to be able to. That's what I would want. That's something that I would want. That people would say, hey, this person has been inspiring, not because of what he said, but because of what he did.
Yes, guys. Thank you for watching. RJ.
Yes, guys, thank you for watching. Hey, whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comment section below. Rate the show by pressing the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time, peace.
Peace. RIP.